exception of trustee Simpson, he's excused, he's got what's running through the community and school, and it's not helpful. So with that, moving on here, go right into our report of officers and committees. Kevin, treasurer report.
Hello, everybody. Hi, Kevin. Same ritual. You should have all of the balance sheet and budget reports in the Google Drive. You should have your projections in your bins. I included the rescue squad monthly again in the bin. If any questions on any of that, let me know. Did the summary 24-25 of where we are year to date, revenues versus expenses. Number 3, mortgage tax was received from the county, $40,083. It was a pretty big jump compared to last year. No idea why, but increase of $22,000 we'll take. Number 4, currently in the process, actually as of now, the W-2s have been distributed to everybody and has been reported to the federal government. So that should be on its way, and probably later this week I'll be working on the 1099s to get those done and sent out and filed. Number 5, the utility billing software implementation, I would say is complete. Seems to be running smoothly. There's a few little hiccups with it that was not predicted that we would be experiencing. Kind of changing the way we had to do things, but I keep hearing comments that they seem to like it better than obviously the old system we had in a number of ways. It's still going to take some time to see the kind of whole full gamut of a year's worth of all the different things that we do in terms of re-levies and sewer piles, billings, those kind of things, but the bugs seem to have worked out of it. We're getting less calls from people in the community. A lot of them have the favorites saved for how they used to go in and pay their bill monthly by credit card. So that is no longer in use. It's under the new company now for the system to pay your bill. So we're providing people the new one so that they can get that saved. All of their account numbers changed, so it's been a little bit of a learning curve, but it seems like a lot of the phone calls have subsided. So I haven't heard too many lately. Transition from the New York State retirement reporting. We went from legacy to enhanced. I think this is the biggest move that New York State is trying to make to try and get all of the data for everybody. Where it used to be we just recorded our employees and basically a total of their earnings. Now we're taking an export file out of our system and importing it into New York State and reporting everybody. That way, 20 years down the road, if someone says, hey, I wasn't in the retirement system, now I want to join, they should have all the data. But obviously, it's going to take many years for that to get there. But and they're getting it all broken down now too. They're getting regular earnings, overtime earnings, which is going to be calculations, which leads me into my next part of this is that it's been a flop. Yeah, and it's gotten worse. I found out this week that not only was the overtime cap that they set up not working properly in a way, it was actually not even reporting it properly. The coding, the computer programming code that was in there isn't reporting properly. I think it's only affecting one group of people, probably 20. I have to go back through the whole actually the whole calendar year of last year and re-report pretty much all of it. So it'll take a little time, but I think we can do that hopefully in the next few weeks because New York State's trying to get all of their calculations done for this coming fiscal year for them to have the correct contributions calculated.
So what, tier 6 employees, is that why? Is that
Tier 5 and tier 6, and with especially with tier 6, it's the overtime cap goes back to tier 5, but the contributions only affects tier 6 because their contributions is dependent on how much they make. So New York State is exempting people for overtime, kind of a spillover from COVID.
Okay.
So they're deducting out overtime for emergency personnel, not use that as the calculation. But the get that information in order to get the rates updated, to get back out to us to correct as of first of April. So, gonna try and get that to them here shortly. I have no idea when they're gonna get that fixed with the overtime cap probably calculation, but I would hope that we've got enough time, because I actually turned it off in our system because it wasn't working until they get it fixed. Just turn it off, and I think it's gonna be probably July before we even get to that point where people are gonna be hitting the cap in any capacity. So with that, I think there's enough time, hopefully they can figure it out. That's all I have.
Super. Thank you. Committee reports, code, Ken?
So, Aaron and I did speak, there's nothing crazy with zoning and planning going on right now. And I just want to thank Aaron for all the hard work that he did with the committee.
You guys killed it. I haven't even got through all those emails yet.
They've been sent over to Ricardo. I'm doing them in small batches, 3 at a time, so.
Great work.
Yeah, other than that, I don't really have any other code stuff. You, Aaron?
No, nothing to.
DPW, David?
Yeah, I had a meeting with Marty and Nikki on Monday. We had an air compressor that they needed to replace. That was, Marty said he found one in Pavilion, New York, for $24,900. He has that set aside in the budget already. There's a water pump that needs to be replaced. Said it's about 30 years old. It's been having problems for quite a while, he said. And that's gonna be about $21,000 to replace that. And that's also in the budget already that we have. And there was a leak in the clear well, it's the treated water from the plant. They contacted Hunt's Diving to come and they repaired that on the outside. But it's a temporary fix and it's gonna need to be fixed when we get one more. Marty, you got anything else?
Yeah, actually, thanks, Dave. A few things to add here. So to go on with that leak in the clear well, temporary fix, they're gonna be sending us a price for a permanent fix on it. At the same time, we received an updated repair of the whole tank, the clear well at the water plant for $350,000 from Pittsburgh Tank and Tower when they did the inspection on it. So that showed up today, right in the nick of time. Also, I returned in my monthly report to you if there's any questions on that. Just let me know. Bid for the Center Street culvert is going to happen February 12th, at 1 o'clock, right here. We'll have to set up a Zoom, open it up in NDOT, and the engineering firm will attend via Zoom. I open the bids. Hopefully the numbers come in low. Also, I handed out a copy to you, just to give you, just FYI. We don't know what streets are gonna be done with the DRI on the revitalization of the streetscapes. So what we did is I broke down for water, sewer, and storm, what it would cost, and this is just for the materials, it's not equipment, it's not labor. This is, we broke it down, street to street to side street, and what you're looking at if we were to replace the infrastructure before you spend $2 or $3 million on new sidewalks, new curbs, and everything. So that's just FYI for something for you to read on Sunday. And I just want to give you some updates for 2025. First thing, I think it's really important, we need to sit down and start discussions on evaluating the rates for refuse, water, and sewer. Also the projects, street projects, we're looking at Douglas partial and begin the OLAB total reconstruction. Doubt if we'll get it all done because we'll run out of funds, so that's 2 streets. Veteran Park, complete phase 2, which would be finish the wall, the sidewalk, and the railing. there'll be a phase 3, but right now, we just need to get the walls secured and sidewalk, and we'll talk about phase 3 another time. Water, we have an in-house capital project that I'll be putting in the budget for Nightingale Ave. Another projects that'll be going on in 2025 would be the school business and the Center Street Culvert project, and those are my contractors, but I'm sure at the end of the day, those crews will be involved somehow. All 3 eval grants should be wrapping up here soon. Grass River Sewer Shed, the wastewater plant, and the one for the Bauer Street Water Tower, the intake, feed line, and the water plant. Should be completed by this summer. And then been sitting down, getting going on the biomass project. Early discussions, then the New York State DOT Private Communities Program, looks like they want to get back going maybe the end of this month or in February, so a lot going on. Thank you.
Economic, community development, just a few things, starting to meet with a few of the people for the DRI for easements. I know on my update, I said it was a 29, it's actually more. I meet with one of the property owners, at the school. Just a preliminary discussion. The mayor's office from Cornwall reached out and wanted to meet. And so I'm meeting with them on Monday, February. No, Monday. Whatever, February 3rd. Just to kind of talk about common economic interests and where he joins, things that we can do. What's that?
It is Monday, I'm sorry.
So, yeah, the meeting actually reached out, glad that happened. And I wonder if the flow test, Marty, kind of important for us. That went well without air products, and that line can hold, so.
Yeah, it actually went really well. Crew did a great job. Taylor had like a well-oiled machine down there that day. It was, they're running around like little, they all had their stations they had to be at, and went very well, very well. Yeah.
And I thought we were gonna have something from Kevin Hickey tonight, but I don't see it. Maybe he didn't get us the proposal to us yet for his services for.
I think that was gonna be,
biosolids.
no, I think that's gonna be for the February.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's, we met, and as I asked Dave to join us for that next meeting, and when we talked with Kevin at that first meeting, come up with an agreement so he can kind of lead us down this path for the biosolids. We do have money in the budget, Taylor's part of the budget to cover that. And one of the other things that he kind of mentioned that really caught my eye is a public-private partnership perhaps might be the way to go with this. So that's something we've asked to explore as well. So I think that's going to be the way to go in the future with a lot of projects, because doing it on your own is pretty darn costly. So that's all I really have for economic community development. Anybody else have anything? Okay. Chad's not here. He said he's sick. I know we met with the rescue, and we've got the thing for the
We have a couple items, on the agenda, and you also see in the report just kind of the rescue squad's end of year numbers and the fire department code enforcement end of year numbers.
Negotiations, we came to a tentative agreement with management. That will be here tonight. Also, as an FYI, the Teamsters who represent Joint Rec sent a letter asking to start negotiations, because I believe their contract's up in May, right?
May 31st.
Yeah, so we'll start that process. Well, personnel, I don't know, David, you were at the interview for the lieutenant position? Well,
I went with you.
great,
He's an impressive young man.
super. Rec, Becca?
Yeah. So we had the meeting on the 14th, and some of the things that were discussed were schedule changes to staffing in order to address some of the expenditures and support plans that were already discussed Valley Prevention Council is going to attend the next meeting, and they're going to put up kiosks in all of the local parks that have,
They're doing a presentation too,
oh,
yes.
to do that, so just the presentation first?
is next month, yes.
Yeah, I think there
Okay.
might be some, local code that
Okay.
we have to look at too.
But the idea is to provide, information.
Correct.
Right, okay, so I thought that was a good, idea. Also, there's a small roofing issue that needs to,
Yeah, we're looking at the inside of the roof. Right now, there's a little bit of discoloration on the inside of the roof, so to see what the cause of that may be. So we're hoping to get some feedback from people in the know before we actually have to reach out and do some additional testing.
Was that the barrel roof or the
barrel,
flat?
barrel roof.
What year was that replaced? Not too long ago.
That's what my.
About 6 years ago, I would say.
6.
And my thought was, it's probably more energy efficient now, so now it's building condensation.
Right.
So, I don't know, maybe Marty can, maybe have some contacts or something, because we'd hate to replace that decking, because God knows what that would cost, right? Yeah, that's why the Seaway Bowl's no longer here, right?
Yeah.
So,
so that's about it.
Okay, thank you. Good. Anyone?
We did have, I know she went, this happened the following day, and David was in the arena while it happened. We did have a charger, the Zamboni charger, had a short. Actually, they took it apart, there's 2 shorts in it, so we're borrowing Potsdam's charger right now, and looking at, are we permanently borrowing that, or are we looking to buy a replacement one?
Thank you. Okay, moving on, initial public comment period. Anyone wishing to address the board here? No? Anyone online wishing to address the board? Okay, seeing none. Onward, to the old business to start, and we'll entertain a motion to accept the purchase offer for the 2010 International Rescue Truck. Moved by trustee Gowan, second by trustee Rodman. And this is, we would be accepting a $160,000 offer.
Yes.
So, that we could,
I think we're very fortunate with that offer,
Yeah.
and it actually meets the needs of this department out of Massachusetts. Their big constraint is actually door size, and they measured it, took it for a drive, and made sure it would fit in their building, so.
cheaper. Excellent.
yeah, so like the backstory is, all the extrication equipment used to be on that vehicle, now it's at the fire station.
We
So
now
it's a redundant
Yeah.
piece of equipment. So I'd say if you make a few bucks on it, sure, a few bucks on it, while it's still worth something.
Yep, absolutely.
Great. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. On to new business, a proposed resolution for correcting and refunding erroneous taxes. I want to entertain a motion. Oh, moved by trustee Brodbeck, second by trustee Albioli. We do this every year, correct?
This is every year, and I get a report monthly. Any changes?
Roll call vote, trustee Violi, trustee Brodbeck,
Aye.
trustee McGowan.
Aye.
And I vote aye. Next up, I'll entertain a motion to accept the annual appointment of the fire chiefs nominated by the volunteer fire department. The chief, Thomas Miller, first chief, Corey Davian, second chief, Michael McCall. Moved by trustee Violi, second. Second by trustee. Thank those guys for all their work, and I was looking, our numbers at the fire department are actually at 45, where we have enough for 63. So, no problem.
All around the US, just not Massena.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Next up, a proposed resolution holding harmless St. Lawrence County for providing services for 2025. Entertain a motion.
moved.
Moved by trustee Broadbent, second? Second by trustee Viola. Again, usually do this every year, correct, Marty? Though
Yes.
they haven't really been doing anything for us.
No, they don't, but it's just basically they send it out there just so that it's documented and it's recorded that, every village, town does one, with the county, so.
You never know. This is also a roll call vote. Trustee Violi, trustee Broadbent,
Aye.
trustee McGowan.
Aye.
And I'm aye. Next up, the authorization to purchase an air compressor. Entertain a motion by trustee McGowan, second. Second by trustee Violi. Any on this?
Like I said, I budgeted for it in the 24-25. and,
Great.
I had 28,000 in there, I was able to find one for, 24.9, but they said, we come down, pick it up, and we'll sell it to us for 24. I said, okay.
Super. Good.
4-hour drive, go down, 4 hours back,
Okay.
good weather.
All's in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Next up, the authorization to purchase the pump at the wastewater treatment plant. Entertain a motion.
So moved.
Moved by trustee Broadbent, second. Second by trustee McDowell. Again, this is the one that went completely on us, no pun intended. Yeah, so,
Gotta have it.
gotta have it. All's in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Next up, proposed resolution to approve the agreement with the management personnel. Entertain a motion. Moved by trustee Violi, second.
Second.
Second by trustee Broadbent. Discussion. Ken, I know you had a question. Go ahead.
So my concern is with the CDLs, right? I think the CDL is required to get into the DPW, it should stay there. And I appreciate all the work that you and Chad did. I would, how I feel is, if your supervisor should have more or at least what you have for training, so, and I understand the chances of that happening, them needing to use it are probably slim, but I still think it should, management should still, in case there's an issue, right?
Yeah.
You need to drive the truck, you gotta have a CDL.
Marty,
So,
just,
yeah,
how often, do they ever drive the truck that they need the CDL for?
No, but I will say this, I agree 110% with Ken. I feel that if they're needed, like, I can go jump in a plow truck, I can jump in
Right,
anything
and
they got in there.
and that's my
And
concern.
I think it helps, like I said, if you're in a bind and it doesn't hamstring you where, you're shorthanded and as long as the bargaining units don't mind, if we jump in the truck if we have to, you know what I mean, under emergency situation, but, I do agree, and right now, I know at the wastewater plant, he doesn't get in a vehicle, I don't, but it's nice having it because you never know.
I don't think it'd be an issue to go back to them and say, hey, listen, this is a real concern. If you guys want, we can table this, we can speak with them, and I really don't think it'll be.
Yeah, I just think, what if, right? It's no different than, Aaron or the chief, they have credentials, they gotta keep credentials to keep their position. I think if they took this job knowing they had a CDL, they should continue to keep the CDL. Just what if?
It was very pleasant negotiation, and they asked us for a favor because they kind of went through, and we granted that. I'm sure they'll do the same.
And I appreciate everything management does, right?
Us too.
So, my only other thing that we really need to look at is the cost of insurance, and maybe the management should be leading the way on, I know nobody wants to give extra out of their pocket on insurance, but you look at, if management's gonna give a little, then you're like, oh, the management gave some, so maybe it's time everybody else gives a little, because the costs aren't going down, right? So,
At the end of this contract, all units, I'm sorry, at the end of the fireman's contract, because I believe all units will be contributing 10% towards their insurance. And that's, I will say that the contribution by the management went up significantly. They went from 6 to 10%. So they,
Just to put that out there in the world, right? So everybody knows it's not getting cheaper, so.
so let's make a motion to table this, and then we can pull it back off the table in February. So I'll entertain a motion to table this.
So,
Moved by trustee Broderick, second.
Second.
Second by trustee McGowan. All those in favor of tabling this?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. So this is tabled, and we'll take it off the table at the February meeting. I'll chit chat.
Thank you.
So that brings us to authorize a memorandum of understanding with the police union regarding the 3 p.m. to 3 a.m. shift. I'll entertain a motion for this one.
second.
Okay, so thank you. That's trustee McGowan, second by trustee Broderick. This shift being filled has the potential to save us hundreds of thousands of dollars. Since it is kind of a special shift, they did ask for the $1 per hour above normal hourly wage. Even with that, it's cost for what it's going to save us.
So, we're not hiring a new individual, we're just shifting manpower, correct?
Correct,
Is that how that works?
so the extra bodies, we'll say, if all the shifts are filled, then we created a 3 to 3 position. Just so happens the 3 to 3 position follows our manning clause, which is the staffing level. We're not full, we're still down 1. However, I had a senior officer ask me to do the 3 to 3 shift, and he wanted to tailor it to, he works every weekend, and that's when all the overtime usually is. So what that means is when he's working now, you can have a guy off on day shift, you can have a guy off on night shift, and it creates 0 overtime for the entire weekend. So it's crazy not to accept that, but
And I'm sure that might be a busy time.
it's very busy during that time.
Lesson, appreciate that, so, yeah, so any other questions on that? Okay, all those in favor? Opposed? Motion carried. Okay. Next up, motion to declare the 2014 Chevrolet Duramax Diesel 4500 ambulance 8214 as surplus property. Moved by trustee McGowan, second by trustee Broderick. We've done a really good job of getting the ambulances up and modern. This is the last of the old guard. Just going to sell out and we'll rotate these over, obviously, the United States.
It saves us money, we don't have to stock it with all the equipment, all this other stuff, so.
You can get a few bucks while you can.
Good. All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carried. And as luck would have it, I'll entertain a motion to authorize the sale of the 2014 ambulance A214 to Flint Emergency Services, for a total of $5,000. Moved by trustee Violi, second. Second by trustee Broderick. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. I'd like to hold off on the appointment. We just need a quick discussion. It's gonna happen tonight, but we just need a quick discussion with Cody. We'll do that in executive session, then we'll come back out and approve it then. Okay? So that means voucher warrants. I'll entertain a motion.
Is this now?
Yeah, this is it. This is the big moment.
I'm asking for a motion to so approve the voucher warrants.
Yep. Moved by trustee Violi, second.
Second.
Second by trustee Broderick. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. I think we have the monthly reports with the current firefighters and rescue. Anything else to add there, fellas? Police department, Cody, you got your info?
Yep, so for December, again, we were busy, we had 709 incidents, 38 traffic tickets, 32 traffic stops, 39 arrests. The detectives had 8 new cases, felony cases. They assisted other agencies on 4 separate big incidents where 5 felony drug charges were added. And then also arrested for 7 felonies, 4 which were violent felonies, and 5 misdemeanors. And just for a yearly total, we ended the year with 11,094 incidents, which was up from 9,800 the previous year.
Thank you. Crazy.
Explore Massena, I believe that was in our Google file. Any communications or correspondence, Mike?
I just have one
Go
quick
ahead,
thing.
go ahead.
So, I know I think it was last fall, I had a neighbor ask me about the yield signs and the kid signs on Ransom and Bridges, and he cornered me the other day, and he asked me, I go, well, we spoke about it, I go, we can't put signs in this time of year, I said, it was stated that the kid signs really are not a deterrent. Hopefully, maybe when the weather thaws, maybe some yield signs can go up. Because, you know, when people come around on Ransom on the bridges, they don't realize people live there. So,
Yeah.
and there's I love it, we have a whole bunch of young kids in the neighborhood, and they like to play in the road, right? So, and I don't know if the yield signs will really do anything, but he asked me, and he cornered me the other day, and I said, I will bring it back up. Maybe in the spring when it thaws, we can look at what we can do over there.
I had additional funding in this budget for signs.
Okay.
A lot of signs need to be replaced.
I know.
I mean, a lot.
Yeah, over
So,
on Willow, we talked
yeah,
about
there.
those signs over there.
Right.
And I get, you know, and it's, I think is when people are going to school and when people get out of school, right? That's either they're late getting there or late leaving there, or early, whatever, they want to get out of there,
Where
so.
exactly are you talking about?
So where we live on Bridges in Ransom, there's that little island, that park. and
Yep.
People just,
Sure,
yeah,
okay, yeah,
they don't know people live there, so they just think it's
coming off of Ransom.
coming off of Ransom.
Down
yes.
Bridges.
Or if they're going up Bridges,
Yeah,
there are yields to Ransom,
Yes.
but not coming the other
Off of
way.
Right.
Ransom onto Bridges.
Yeah,
yeah.
they forget people live there, so,
Mhm.
I know, they're in a hurry to get the tins the back way or whatever they're
Mhm.
doing, so,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, all right, so you're saying, okay,
So
so
they-
I'm like, boy, I thought there were, but now I know what you mean. So
Okay.
if I'm coming off of Ransom. there's-
Right to your right.
Yeah,
Right.
gotcha, okay.
And we have we got a slew of, not little kids, you know, elementary kids,
Mhm.
they like to play in the road like we did, so.
You're looking for a yield sign?
Something maybe just a deterrent to be like, oh,
Right.
because it was stated before that the kid safety signs really are not a deterrent. Usually, I think it was stated that people actually give it more gas.
So there's been like studies.
Lots of
for
studies
it.
on it.
Yeah, so like the children, like the traditional, like, and you could, this is just my knowledge based on everything I've heard in the past, that those aren't necessarily deterrents for the kids, so like typically what we do, what I was told to do is suggest that homeowners put, like at Walmart, you can get those little plastic green guys.
My neighbor said he's already bought some.
Well,
He puts them out too.
So what they say to do is bring them out when the kids are there and then bring them back in the house when they're
Oh.
not, so people will notice.
Yeah.
But, I mean, Chief would know better than I do, that was just
Mhm.
what was,
Maybe we could just park the Hummer in front of my house. So,
Try to figure out where that speed sign is too.
there isn't, I don't think, well, the village speed limit, what, is 30, right?
Right, but
I'm sure they're not doing 30, but it just seems like, because there's like, almost like a blind spot when you come around that bend.
Same thing is true about coming from downtown around Bridges to go around the Elm Street
Yes.
Park and up Elm Street.
Yes.
It's like a racetrack.
Yes.
Those areas are
Yeah,
bad.
you used to live on Elm, so you
Yeah.
know, you get it,
Yeah.
so. Thank you, I just want to
Yeah,
mention
yeah,
again.
for sure.
I just had,
Go ahead.
so I had somebody ask me about, and I don't know if this is village or town, but, now I think about it, it's town. You know where the gym is, up where Hannaford used to be?
Yeah.
Coming out of the gym, people go towards McDonald's to exit. It's like, at nighttime, it's like blind, there's no Somebody was saying, can they, in this town, okay, it was
Yeah.
just little reflectors or something, so they see.
It's private property, and it's right,
Yeah.
you have the experience out there right here.
Okay.
Okay.
That was just
I
a question
remember.
somebody asked me.
Yeah. No problem. Okay, closing public comment period. Any motion to address the board, here or online? I do need a, motion for an executive session for the discussion of the salary of a potential employee and also for possible litigation against the village. It will not be long. Entertain a motion, moved by trustee Violi, second by trustee McDonald. It won't be long, we will take action after regarding the, all those in favor?